Okay, long time and middle time viewers of this channel will know that I have this very strange power. It's one of those videos, I have a special power. I said a thing that made you mad. Yeah, so I have this weird ability to take something that's happening in the gaming world, some piece of gaming news. I offer my very inoffensive 2 cents on Twitter, like in a quote tweet or something. I'll make my opinions known in a very lukewarm way, a very simple way, something that's like completely uncontroversial, and for some farting reason people come and yell at me for it. Well, I did it again the other day because Oblivion Remastered shadow dropped. It did gangbusters on Steam, like ridiculous gangbusters on Steam, like 100,000 concurrent players in the first 2 hours, almost 200,000 concurrent players a few hours after that, on a Tuesday, me laddie. And this is the Steam version. This is the $50 Steam version. This number does not count Game Pass users on PC, it does not count users from any other platform, just Steam, just paying customers. This is what the Steam charts looked like on a bloody Tuesday. I don't care who you are, I don't care who your mom is, that's impressive. These numbers are indicative of an extremely successful launch, like a stupidly successful launch. Single player shadow drops in the middle of a work week don't just do this. This is extremely strong. So I quote tweeted the announcement that the game was out with a little screenshot of the Steam in-game user count, which at the time was a little under 80,000. And I said, quote, "Bro, what?" That's all I said. That is all I said. But would you believe, dear viewer, would you believe that this tweet of mine, this post right here, this completely inoffensive post, is what provoked a group of people to come into my responses and start trying to lecture everyone about how these numbers aren't actually impressive and how PC gamers don't actually buy games. What I'm telling you, the scenario I'm describing to you is real. This is a thing that happened. Oblivion Remastered shadow drops on a Tuesday morning, puts up some of the best Steam numbers I've seen in years for a shadow dropped single player game. I simply point out the fact that the numbers exist. I didn't even express an opinion one way or another. I simply pointed out that the numbers existed, and a group of absolute console-obsessed brainlets come into my replies and take this as the opportunity to really try and slam dunk on the PC players and the Bethesda fans about how this is a failed launch and PC gamers don't actually support games. What are you doing? What are you doing? You people are stupid. I'm going to make fun of you now. Tonba says even less than Dragon's Dogma 2, maybe shadow dropping was a bad idea. Yeah, no, hang on. Let's just look at Dragon's Dogma 2 Steam charts. Let's just compare and contrast here. Because Dragon's Dogma 2 was publicly in development for a long time. There was a really long hype campaign. Capcom was putting tons and tons of money into this long-awaited sequel. And the Steam charts for that game looked like this. The game peaked at about 228,000 players a little after launch. So a long hype campaign, long lengthy development for this really high profile game with a lot of marketing, a lot of advertisements, tons and tons of discussion before release. And then there's Oblivion Remastered, which shadow dropped and got more than half of these numbers on a Tuesday morning. And that's bad to you. I mean, like, even if you want to take the money argument here, even if you want to take the profit argument here, there's no possible way that Oblivion Remastered cost as much money as Dragon's Dogma 2. And if you're using Dragon's Dogma 2 as a, like, showing of success, as an example of success, then I truly don't see your argument here. Dragon's Dogma 2 had a gigantic and lengthy marketing campaign. Oblivion Remastered was a shadow drop on a bloody Tuesday. I don't know why I keep doing that, I'm sorry. It's funny to me, so I'm gonna keep doing it. Like, do you think these sales are going to get lower? Do you think people are going to stop buying the game? Like, this is what you need to understand. This is what a lot of people don't understand about Steam charts when you're trying to use it as a measurement of failure. The Steam charts are not an indication of how many people bought the game total. They're an indication of how many people around the world were all inhabiting the game at the same exact time while also online. So obviously these Steam charts are not indicative of total sales, but also imagine how many frickin' people had to buy the game to get to these numbers. That's the point. What percentage of buyers do you think are inhabiting the game at any given time for a single player game? Like, what percentage of the buying base do you think is playing the game at any given time? So, if we get these kinds of numbers on a Tuesday, imagine how many copies had to have been sold. There's this thing out there called the big picture. Maybe you should stare at it sometime. Nagely, you're gonna see a lot of this guy. He was all over this thread for some reason. Says, I don't find that impressive considering the size of the PC base. So, because a lot of people have PCs, over 100,000 people on a Tuesday morning at once, just on Steam, that's not impressive now? It's just because there are a lot of PC gamers? Is that really the argument we're making now? There are a lot of PC gamers, therefore this game making a ton of money and selling a whole bunch of copies on a shadow drop, it's not really impressive. This is the only way that console fanboys can dismiss the PC sales numbers anymore. Have you noticed that? They're always going to, like, they used to be like, no one plays on PC. Nobody plays on PC. PC's dying. PC's dead. No one plays there. But now, when a PC game does really well, they're like, oh yeah, well, that's only a certain percentage of the base. The PC base is just so much bigger than that. It's like, motherfucker, where'd the 180 come from? But also, who cares? Like, if you're trying to make the percentage argument that like this success is not actually a success because it's not a big enough percentage of the total user base, if that's really the argument you're trying to make here, it's stupid. Who cares? Who cares what percentage of the PC user base is playing this game? Because, yes, you're right, the PC player base is gigantic, which means you don't need a big percentage of the base to be on a game in order for that game to be successful. You see how that works? You see why so many publishers are coming over here? You don't need a giant captive audience. You don't need a giant chunk of the platform's entire user base to get on your game in order to succeed in your game. What's the number that people are throwing around now? Like 900 million PC gamers? Yeah, 1% of that is still 9 million people. You don't need a big percentage of the PC user base to buy your game in order for it to be successful. There's so many of us, but this is the only way console dudes can dismiss it now, so they're just gonna keep taking this angle. It's so dumb. W squared says it was shadow dropped and it's on Game Pass in response to Nigely, and then Nigely responds, the PC base is 900 million. Again, who cares? Who cares? Like half of 1% of that 900 million could get on this game, that would still be 4.5 million people. This argument doesn't work both ways. You see people bring up like the percentage of the user base on consoles because consoles are a much smaller user base and are a much more captive audience with a more curated game library. Big budget AAA games are expected to sell copies to a larger percentage of the console user base because there are less people there and less games there. The PC has way more people and way more games. The percentage user base argument doesn't work both ways because these are inherently different situations. But again, this is the only way that you can dismiss it, so you're gonna keep coming back to this stupid argument. And Holo Toro says it better than I ever could. He says it beautifully. You wouldn't find a fart impressive because it was a whole shit? What? Sorry, I wanted to say that really elegantly. You wouldn't find a fart impressive because it was a whole shit. I need to get through this. You wouldn't find a fart as far as I could get. You wouldn't find a fart. Oh, don't look under there. You're gonna find a fart. Max Laurel Maximus responds to my post and says, but Xbox Game Pass cannibalizes sales with a little gif of a crying PlayStation fanboy, but Luchador responds and says, Xbots promote and push Game Pass in the same way, though, negatively. These numbers are for Steam, and what does Game Pass have anything to do with this? Well, you kinda answered your own question here. Xbox dudes like Game Pass, generally speaking. I like Game Pass. I'm not an Xbox dude, but I like Game Pass. I'm on PC. PC Game Pass is a perfectly decent service. I've kind of been, unsubscribing and resubscribing every few months after I don't pay for it consistently, but, every once in a while I'll look at the library and be like, okay, there's a handful of games there I'd like to play. I'll subscribe for another month or two. I don't know why I'm telling you this. I've had coffee. I have to tell you everything about me now. But let's just think about this. An Xbox game comes out on Game Pass. We saw this with Indiana Jones. We saw this with Starfield. We see this with every single new Xbox first-party game that comes out. Game comes out, and it's on Game Pass. And it's on Steam, it's on PC, it's on Xbox. PlayStation dudes will whip out the Steam charts and be like, look, this game's a total failure because of these Steam charts. Look how badly Game Pass destroyed the sales of this game. Never mind the fact that there's a million examples of games that were on Game Pass and Steam and still did extremely financially well. Ironically, Starfield was one of those. And to my understanding, Indiana Jones as well. Indiana Jones was in the top sellers charts of Steam for like several weeks. But now, here comes a game where it's doing gangbusters on Steam and it was on Game Pass. And now, all of a sudden, no one was talking about Game Pass. This is about Steam. It's just funny how that works. I love when these things happen in real time. Indiana Jones comes out on Game Pass and Steam, and everyone starts passing around the Steam charts numbers to show how much of a failure it was, and show how much Xbox Game Pass destroys game sales. Now, here comes a game on Game Pass and Steam where the Steam charts are very high and indicative of a successful launch, but now it's, why are you bringing up Game Pass? No one was talking about that. Why is that relevant? This is Steam. You big stupid goofball. At Nimbly69 says, anytime gamers whine about remakes wanting new IPs, just show them this. Yeah, I saw some people saying similar type things in the comments of my last video when I said that this was a good thing, that this was happening. About people saying like, oh, I thought we didn't like remakes. I thought we wanted new IPs. Why are we happy about Oblivion Remastered doing well? The reason we're happy about this is not because a remaster did well. It's like, you don't stop thinking right there. Again, big picture, look at it. In a world where we have nonsense like Days Gone Remastered, where we have nonsense like The Last of Us Part 1 release number 68, in a world where we have Switch 2 re-releases of games that look identical to the original version, these remastered Nintendo games, HD Nintendo games for full price that are exactly the same as they are before, while still being full price. Like, we can't get away from remakes and remasters. That's not going to ever happen. They're going to keep coming out. And if that's the world we live in, wouldn't you rather the remakes and remasters look like this and be more in line with this than whatever fucking nonsense Sony and Nintendo are doing and all the other publishers? Isn't that a better scenario? Like, yeah, you could pay full price for a remaster that looks exactly the same, has barely any new content, if any new content at all. Or you could pay $50 for a new version of this 20-year-old game with all the DLC and a whole bunch of quality of life changes. And we can argue yes or no if the quality of life changes are good. But the fact of the matter is there was real effort put on display here. And it was shadow dropped when it was finished. It wasn't hyped up for months at a time. There was no pre-order period. It was just shadow dropped when it was ready. It wasn't full price, there was actual clear effort on display, and it wasn't even revealed until it was ready to be played. It's not that suddenly remakes and remasters and old IPs are now suddenly all good, great, wonderful. It's the fact that if we are living in a world of remakes and remasters and old IPs, don't you think this is the better scenario for that? Don't you think this is more of what that should look like? Like, I understand the frustration of remakes and remasters. I really do understand I do understand the frustration with that. But they're not going away. They never will go away. They're just part of the gaming industry. We can't just get rid of them. And if we can't get rid of them, why is this not a better outcome? I just don't get the frustration here. Like, I truly don't. But here's a fun little collection of interactions. Ambiguzen says, PC gamers don't buy games and Game Pass hurt sales crowd are both quiet right now. And they got some fun responses. Sprite G says, it do hurt sales on Xbox. Right. Xbox doesn't care, though. Like, this is another thing that people just don't really understand. Do games that launch on Game Pass sell fewer proper copies than they otherwise would? Yeah, probably. Like, that's just the nature of the system. Of, like, they probably do. I would say they most likely do in basically every scenario. But if that were truly a problem, if there weren't other benefits to Game Pass other than immediate copies sold, why would Xbox keep doing it? You know? Like, it hurts sales on Xbox. Okay, but it's keeping people on Xbox as an ecosystem. It's keeping them coming back and paying every month. Microsoft is making money in other ways off of these games. And it's also not like the sales of these games aren't doing great on other platforms and doing even great on the same platform, as the Steam charts are evident of. Yeah, but it hurts sales. It hurts sales. It sold fewer Xbox copies, and that's the end of the discussion. Then why hasn't Xbox stopped doing it if that's the only thing that matters? You know, if copies sold and hurting the copies sold is the be all end all of what matters, why hasn't Xbox stopped doing it? Nope, it hurt the sales. The end. It hurt the sales. What happened to looking at the bigger picture here? Holy shit. Nigally, I told you he'd be back, responds to Ambiguous Zen and says, bro, the PC base is 900 million, lol. It's because, you know, when you get your ass handed to you in a different part of the thread with that exact argument, you might as well bring that exact argument to a different part of the thread and see what happens again. Like, I don't understand what you were going for here. You tried to bring up the 900 million argument before, and you got ripped in half for it. But, you know, go deeper down in the thread. Use the exact same argument a second time. I'm sure it'll be right this time. Ambiguous responds and says, bro, Steam has 120 million active users, and these are concurrent players. As in, at the same time. And the number's only going up. Nigally says, if that shit doesn't hit at least 700,000, I will know for sure that the PC base is full of shit like I always suspect. So, in order for this game to be successful, it has to hit 700,000 concurrent players on Steam. 700,000 concurrent players on Steam for a single player game in the middle of a work week. That's the only way that PC gamers are not full of shit to you. 700,000 concurrent players in the middle of a work week on a single player game. Can we start putting an IQ check on Steam charts before you're allowed to look at them? Like, can we put some kind of reading comprehension check, some kind of reading comprehension, like, analysis IQ check before you're allowed to look at Steam charts? Because this is just not how Steam charts works. It's just not. But, you know, you don't care. You're going to put an arbitrary number on these things. You're going to put an arbitrary number on concurrent users, and if you don't hit concurrent users, then suddenly, you know, that's terrible. That's horrible. Like, look at the Steam charts right now. The most popular games on Steam charts right now are Counter-Strike, PUBG, Dota, and Apex. And of those most popular Steam chart games, only one of them is even above 700,000 concurrent players. So, unless this game becomes the second most played game on Steam concurrently right now, PC gamers are full of shit. I don't know what to say anymore. I just don't know what to say anymore. Why not one more? At Omega Somebody says, Game Pass games do hurt in the long run. Say that it costs $250 million to make a game, it's on Game Pass for free. Game Pass costs $20 a month. Wait, but if Game Pass costs $20 a month, it's not on there for free. It's on there for $20 a month. You fucking moron. Also, how many games actually cost $250 million to produce? Can you give any kind of examples here? Any kind of elaboration here? And then you say you'd need 12.5 million people to cover that cost. Yeah, in 1 month. In 1 month. It's a monthly charge. Like, this is... You bring numbers into this argument and you don't understand how your own numbers work. You would need 12.5 million people at $20 a month to cover the cost. Yeah, that would assume you cover the cost in 1 month. And that's also assuming nobody buys the game outright at full price, which clearly people did. You're talking about this. This is the game you're saying this about. So not only are you... Oh my god. Why am I even trying to explain this? If it's on Game Pass for free, Game Pass costs $20 a month. That's literally not how that works. You would need 12.5 million people to cover that cost. In 1 month, though, you just said $20 a month, implying that people are going to pay for more than 1 month. So why are you expecting people to pay for one? Why did you even bring up Game Pass for 1 month? Why not just say you're selling the game for $20 at that point? Because that's the exact argument you're... Oh, I can't, dude. I can't. My head is in my hands. I can't. It's so funny to me watching the internet melt the fuck down whenever a PC game sells well. Like, we all agree there's more PC gamers than console gamers. We all agree the PC is growing. But you still can't wrap your head around the fact that sometimes a PC game sells a lot of copies. That's just like... We just can't fathom that. We can't put those two things together. Lots of PC gamers lots of people spending money on PC games, but when a PC game has a big launch, we just cannot wrap our heads around it. There has to be a different reason. It can't just be that a lot of PC gamers bought the game. There has to be another reason for this. Bro, I can't. Doofus Club time. Big Tech sucks ass. Tom from Spokane. Dialogue. Kyle Ward 789. Sensen Okage. Anon Vola hates Maddie. Master Killer. Joe from Seattle has not so big peen. The Return of the King. Not Batman. Partial mean 8. Wild Gamer 2001. JJ Dusty tickles my toes in the middle of the night. Mole Theme. Binary TV. Vox Solo. Cloaked Onyx. And Omega. JJ Dusty. Hail Denuvo Pub. Cod Stop It. Codman 4372 WDXS. Joe, it's the Gamer 127YT. Not 127WT. Got it memorized. Wait, what? Joe, it's the what? Wow, Joe Ryder, I said Joe Ryder, Death Rider Raven. Joe lied to me, he never joined the voice chat. I was literally in voice chat the other day. Sell around, Gold Pyro, Zombie Fan, Alderoth 01, Penguin Pissed, Doug Nigsy, Smiley Face, Blast 1314, Snake Eyes 327, Devastator 2000, Edge Knight 1789, It's Gamer Word, Not Gamer World, Get It Right, Joey, Sad, Your Freighter, MK2396E. I'm still in the moat, Joe, please get help. You've been in there for a while, just fucking swim, get out. Hentai X Machina Gamma, Elite Wolf, Fire Hazard 105, Epion 504, Klepto Penguin, Banshee, GWXSS, Doom Kaiju, Rasp Wolf, Evanco, Okie Toodle, Steak Gaming, Jungle Zone, Slim Jim, Really Zerg Gaming, Dead People, Better Vaughn, Do All Games Video, Japanese name I still can't read, Max Killer V2 Gaming, Biscuit 111, Todd Howard is our Lord and Savior, Horizon Forbidden West Remastered, Pope Rock for the Racking, Jessica Shepard, Ricky's Power, Ricky Dabby, Muskie, I'm as stupid as humanly possible for the next read. Oh, you understood the homework. I appreciate that. Gold star, 4.5 gold stars. Karoom the Steel Angel, am I a hipster doofus? Sergeant Jason Bond, Baron Von Vaderham, Cyrus, forgot to change my names, now I can't afford to fix it. Judex 940. Wait, Joe, improv this name too. Fuck. Ass nuggets in an ant. Hanoka's #1 Saudi fan, Creed Warrior 23, Maxichev, the Herman's vid curse is finally broken, Chap, totally insane, Vedetta Autry, Black Cobra, the leader of the Doom Slayer cult, Knight of Cypher, Reborn Me with the fan art, ML04, I own 6 copies of Click 2006 on Blu-ray, What the fan art, Switch 2 is more of a scam than PS5 Pro, Wolf of Midnight, Sig Rider, Pig Venus, Kev Dog 992, Steve Win Studios, Film McCracken, Gaming, Tariq Brown, Thornscade, Maganex, Everett Evans, Mr. Spine 03s, The Kylander, Freaking Y-Mixer, Pow Pow, Wide Trouble, Donnie Weston, Nick Donegan is eating Joe's Nuggies as we speak, that's where the fuck they went, Gob Gobson, Rogue Winter 919, Bobby Hinner, Grimsy, Polskagorum. Nope, no clue what that means. Hangman for Hire, Elton the Noble, Frost Crystal, Jimmy Chops, Biogenesis, Inaction, Floppy Pingus, 97, Mega Key, Kushka, the Scarper Skull, Ghost Ho, remember to tell Nintendo, lower your prices to JoJo 6, Vasco, Femtaker, Raptor Tim, The Amazing Blight Man, Blue Hook, Willie JJ, Snorlaxon, Show Your Feet, Joe, Don't Be a Pussy, Jody Breeze, Smitty Worker, Jaegerman Jensen, MX Laurel, Massimo, to make advertisement, Diego Garcia, Oblivion Remake is coming, Yahoo! JJ Josie, A. Mike Kimmikins, I American Idiot, Rebel Blood, 80, Antoine Horton, Oracle, I ordered pizza from Papa John's, oh no, it's Justin, Rand, Rui, 20 Wayne, Mechanical Resonance, I almost read that as My Chemical Romance. I was reading so fast, I saw capital M, capital R, I almost said My Chemical Romance. Okay, Extreme Wolf 7, it's Joey Scoops, my name is Mud, Joe Taku, pirating Nintendo is morally correct, ooh hee hoo ha ha, tingly tang, walla walla bing bang remastered, wanna be hobo, Jizz, Westa, Billet 310, Char, Rob C, Chicken Jockey Veg, The Groove of Banana, Curtin, Alan Spack, The Scrum Master, how do you cope when you're popeless and Joe Bliss? I wasn't expecting that one. Yeah, that one caught me off guard. Shit. Okay. Yeah, let's get this video up. Toodles.